Hey yo, it's your boy Kaliko. So originally today I didn't even plan on doing a movie review for you guys. Originally today, me and my great aunt Gloria, we went and we did the homeless feeding that we do every Wednesday, and it's New Year's Day. All of the people that showed up were really thankful that we were there to provide some food for them, because some of them have mental issues and some of them have addiction issues and some of them just have issues, and that's why they're in the situation they are. But one of the things that we heard a lot was that nobody showed up at any of the normal places where they could get food during the week, where they could expect that, you know, Good Samaritans were out feeding the homeless and stuff like that. That since before Christmas, right before Christmas, that all of the people that have real families that care about them hadn't been showing up to show pity on the people that don't have too many people that care for them. So they were all super thankful that we were there, and we made some homemade lasagna, and it was awesome. I didn't get to taste any of it, but I know it was awesome because I helped make it. And that's how my day started, but that's not the video I wanted to make for you guys. I was originally planning on going to my gem and mineral shop today and cutting stones, and not cutting full cabochons, but cutting some windows. I planned on windowing some fire agate for sale this weekend. And because windows sell better than rough do. If you can see some color in it, then you want to buy it a little bit more. And that was shot all out to hell because my Gem and Mineral Society ends up being right across the street from where my great aunt feeds homeless. And I shouldn't say homeless, I should say the less fortunate, because maybe some of them aren't homeless, but they still need help. So the spot where my great aunt feeds the less fortunate is right across the street from the Gem and Mineral shop. And usually on Wednesdays, the Gem and it's not a shop, it's a club. The Gem Club is open on that day for people that want to come in and work. But there was nobody there today because it's a holiday. And so I wasn't able to window stones the way I wanted to. And after I got done doing some other stuff, like what's the other thing I did? I was running cable from the house to the office area at my great aunt's house so that I would be able to do some live streams from my computer and with a good camera as soon as I get all that fixed and set up and all of that. And that's what I spent my day doing. But I'd originally planned on cutting some windows and having video of me cutting windows of the stuff that was going to be for sale this weekend. And instead, I wasn't able to do any of that. So I spent half of my day, or most of my day, doing the homeless feeding. And then I spent the other half of my day digging a hole and running a Cat 5 or Cat 6 cable. And then after that, I was like, well, hell, I don't have a video to post. And then I checked my Regal, because I have the Regal Unlimited. It's like $18 a month. I can go watch as many movies as I want. And the Uncut Gems movie was up, so I said, hey, why not go check that? There's supposed to be Oscar buzz with Adam Sandler, but I'm thinking he almost started that buzz, because sometime in the last week or so, I had seen a post on social media saying if Adam Sandler doesn't get the Oscar, then he's going to make a whole bunch of horrible movies, and he's already done that. Like, that's a horrible way to go for an Oscar. Like, oh, I'm gonna make bad movies that you'll watch anyways, because I do. I've watched every one of his movies that was bad too. Do I think he's Oscar worthy? I don't know. You know, he missed on one thing. Here's the thing, is that there are these actors that started off as comedians that are amazing actors. Jim Carrey is one of them. Like, he has so much artist inside of him that he can be a total ass artist, as with Man in the Moon, the Andy Kaufman story. I saw that movie in theaters. I really enjoyed that movie in theaters. But then I saw the documentary of how Andy was acting in between, and I didn't really like him that much. Or not Andy, I called him Andy, didn't I? Of how Jim Carrey was acting, you know, and I don't mean like acting in the movie. I mean the way he was acting when he wasn't in the movie, and that he was basically trying to be Andy Kaufman. And the part where he meets with Andy Kaufman's parents, because Kaufman's dead and all that, and that hit me wrong. Like, I didn't appreciate that part, which the studio was exactly right on not releasing the documentary they were making about Jim and Andy. That's the name of the documentary, Jim and Andy. They were right to not release that because it would totally turn people off to the movie The Man in the Moon was, which was a good movie. Now, I digress. No, I don't digress. The point I'm trying to get to is that Jim Carrey is a fantastic actor, even when he's not being a comedian. Like Robin Williams was an amazing actor, even when he's not trying to be a comedian. And I'm sure I could think of some more if I gave myself time, but I got like a 3-mile walk and I want to have some light on me while I'm talking to you guys. So my point is that I don't think Adam Sandler is the kind of actor that Jim Carrey or that Robin Williams is. I think he's a good actor, but he wasn't able to pull off crying on camera. He cried like a scared man cries. It doesn't want anybody to see the tears, which means he couldn't look up into the camera and have the face of a man in actual pain crying. And he probably is not able to actually cry on command, which that's a hell of a skill in and of itself, that you can pull that kind of pain out of you and immediately be able to drop tears. Do I think he deserves an Oscar? I don't know. So the movie I'm talking about is Uncut Gems. I'm sure I titled it in the title, and I'm sure I put it in the description, but so far in all of my ranting about this movie review, I'm pretty sure I completely forgot to actually say it right here. So yeah, we're talking about the movie Uncut Gems. And hey, this movie has something to do with rocks and gemstones, and that's right up our alley, isn't it? We like rocks and gemstones. The movie stars Adam Sandler and Kevin Garnett and The Game and a couple of other people. And in general, everybody pretty much played themselves except Adam Sandler. I mean, I really hope that Adam Sandler is not near as bad of a person as the character he portrays, Howie, Howard, whatever his name is. This guy is the most unlikable person I think I've seen in a movie in a long time. As far as characters go, this dude is one of the most unlikable people. I mean, I dislike him so much, I'm saying it twice. And even in the movie, when it seems like this guy's about to get ahead, I don't want him to, because he's just such a POS. He's a true schmuck of the highest order. I mean, everything he does in this movie, I don't agree with people doing. He's the exact kind of person I would try to avoid if I happened to have friends like this guy or I knew somebody like this guy, but lucky me, I don't know anybody like this guy. At the same time, I don't know anybody that can make the kind of bets this asshole makes, which that's the other thing this movie's about, but I'm not telling you anything that's not in the trailers. The trailers of this movie don't really give it away. Like, the trailers are good enough to where they're not telling you everything they're not telling you everything that's going to happen in the movie. Like some trailers I've seen. Some trailers of movies are showing so much to try and get you in the movie that it's almost worthless even going and watching the movie. It's almost worthless to go and watch the movie because they've got so many damn trailers showing so much of it, you figure there's going to be like 3 scenes you don't know. And there's one of those, Lady Boss, is that it? Something like that. I can't remember the name of this one, but I've seen so many trailers of this one movie now that I'm really convinced that I've pretty much seen the whole movie or every good part that's going to be in the movie. Bad Boys is starting to get like that too. I've seen so many trailers of Bad Boys that I'm pretty sure there's not going to be too many surprises in the movie Bad Boys. I'll probably still go and watch it. Yet, is Uncut Gems trash, or should you spend that cash? Does he deserve an Oscar? He acted pretty good. Like, his acting inside of this movie was generally pretty good. I don't think Adam Sandler is the caliber of actor of a Robin Williams or a Jim Carrey. Yet, he did a really good job of playing this guy Howard in the movie Uncut Gems. And this movie really circles completely around him. I mean, every scene has him in it. It doesn't circle around anybody else. It's about Howard and this giant, Wello Ethiopian opal. And I mean, as far as Ethiopian opals go, this one is a banger. Those two things it really circles around, and Kevin Garnett. Now, Kevin Garnett does a great job acting because Kevin Garnett is playing Kevin Garnett. And the movie does an amazing job of weaving reality of like the games that happened, being the basketball games that happened, that really happened, and the fictional story that the movie Uncut Gems is. It does such a good job of weaving those two together that as soon as I walked out of the theater, I did a bunch of research on the phone in the middle of recording some of these shots to find out what was true and what was fake. I don't want to give the movie away to you. I don't like to do spoilers, especially of a movie I appreciated, because I want you to watch a movie I appreciated, and then you can have your own opinion on it and tell me what you think of the movie after you've seen it, which is something I should be saying more inside of these videos. But I have like a 3-mile walk right now from that theater to my house, so I figure I can record this whole thing while I'm walking. Yet the movie Uncut Gems, is it trash or should you spend that cash? Go spend that cash. It's a good movie. I tend to not be spending all of my time watching movies so I can do a review about every movie out there, because you don't want that and neither do I. I don't want to tell you about a bunch of bad movies if I don't have to, although there's a couple of reviews I should have done of movies that I didn't actually review. And I really should, because there's one specifically that got like really high marks in like 90s in the tomato meter and by the public, and I think that movie's pretty much garbage. I feel like it's a pandering ass movie. But that's not this movie, and I digress from the points I'm trying to make. The points I'm trying to make is this movie is worth the money, especially if you have an unlimited pass. But if you're one of those people that doesn't go to theaters, this is one of those movies that's worth paying, you know, a $3 fee or whatever to watch it on Amazon, or wait till it's on Netflix and make sure you watch it then. It's a really good movie, and it circles around gemstones. And we all love gemstones. I mean, that's what this YouTube channel generally is about rocks and gemstones and where you can dig them. And it really does a good job of pumping the price of opals and the amazingness of opals. And it really, the one thing that I felt was a negative is how they were talking about opals as if they're other gemstones and acting like it's a real rock instead of basically a piece of glass, because the reality is that opal is basically a hard natural piece of glass. It's harder than your typical glass, but it's not like, you know, it's not like a sapphire or an emerald or a topaz or any of those other true gemstones that are really hard, and that their hardness has a little bit to do with their value. It's not like an Oregon sunstone to where it can be faceted, and opals are not forever like the tagline for diamonds, which is one of the reasons that they actually tend to be so expensive. And a rich person's stone, opals in general, really great opals, they're definitely a rich person's stone. The price that he was trying to get inside of this movie for that opal is like a Australian opal price, and not just an Australian opal price, but a top grade black Australian opal price. And maybe not even top grade, because the really top grade Australian opal prices are much more than $3,000 a carat. There are some opals that go for tens of thousands of dollars a carat, depending on how black they are and how red they are and how many layers of colors that you can see inside of them. Although, if you've watched anything from Black Opals Direct, which I'm sure you have a good understanding of this, that the market for opals is very wide. It's a giant spectrum of prices, more so than a lot of other gemstones. There's just such a wide price range, from $10 a carat to $10,000 a carat, and maybe even $30,000 a carat. I could have swore I've heard of opals that sold for 30 grand a carat, yet I haven't actually seen that price before. I'm pretty sure I've heard it before though. But I really enjoyed the movie. I think you'll really enjoy the movie, especially if you're one of those people that's into rocks and you're into stones, because that's what this channel started off on, was just about rocks and stones and gemstones and stuff like that. And you know I love opals. And this whole movie circles around one man and one big ass opal. So is it trash, or should you spend that cash? I say spend that cash. This movie's not trash. I love you for watching. I'll have another video for you soon. As soon as I can. I got to get back home and it's a long walk, so hey.